Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, children. Do you remember where our little pigeon friend and the camp of Imam Husayn were now? That's right. They were in a land called Karbala, and Yazid's army had surrounded them and stopped them from getting water from the river. But the camp of Imam Husayn wasn't worried or afraid. They were with their Imam after all. The little white pigeon woke up bright and early the next morning to search for water. He flew left and right and high and low and even round in circles. But he couldn't find any water to bring back to Ruqayya. The river Furat had loads and loads of water, of course, but it was being guarded by scary soldiers. And he couldn't get anywhere near it. Now, on his way back to the tents, an unfortunate thing happened. The white pigeon lost his way. Instead of going towards the camp of Imam Husayn, he had flown in the opposite direction, and he found himself at the tents of Yazid's army. He flapped his wings in distress. He didn't like it over here. He had to get back to his friends. His bright black eyes scanned the area looking for a friend, but all he could see were the flags of Yazid's army and their sharp spearheads glinting in the sun. He bowed his head and prayed to Allah to help him. It felt dark and cold all around Yazid's camp, but suddenly, in the midst of all the darkness, shone a bright light. Alhamdulillah! He flew straight towards it. Do you know what it was, children? Lucky for the pigeon, it was Imam Husayn himself. He had come to speak to the commander of the army of Yazid, an evil man called Umar as-Sa'd. The pigeon landed on Zuljana with a coo of relief. Then he listened to Imam's conversation curiously. It sounded interesting. Would Imam Husayn be able to change the heart of Umar as-Sa'd like he had of Zuhair? Umar as-Sa'd spoke in a rough voice.
Husayn, you have been surrounded. Surrender to me now and accept Yazid as the king. You will be free to go then. Otherwise, we will have to fight you.
Imam Husayn replied calmly,
Umar, why do you trust Yazid? He lies and hurts people, and you know that. You should join me and do the right thing. Allah loves the good doers and rewards them greatly.
But Umar as-Sa'd just laughed mockingly and shook his head. Imam Husayn tried to remind him of the beautiful words of Rasulullah and the verses of the Qur'an, but it was of no use. Even though he wasn't wearing his fancy helmet and his ears were wide open, it seemed as though Umar as-Sa'd was deaf to the beautiful words of Imam Husayn. Soon, Imam Husayn turned to go back to his camp. The pigeon held on to Zuljana tight and went back with him. He missed Ruqayya now. When they reached the camp, Ruqayya came running out of her tent.
Baba, where had you gone? I was waiting for you. Who did you speak to?
Imam wrapped his arms around his little daughter and kissed her on her small scarf.
Do you remember those people who invited us to Kufa to help them? I went to remind them and to try and help them, but Yazid's army won't allow it.
Oh, so what will happen now, Baba?
Don't you worry, my angel. Baba Husayn or keep trying to guide them until the end. Maybe they will realize their mistakes and change.
Then, seeing her concerned eyes, he lifted her onto Zuljanah and said,
Would you like to ride on Dhul Janah with me? We can go around all the tents and make sure everyone is alright.
Yes, I love riding.
She cried happily. Have you ever ridden a horse, children? Did you enjoy it? Ruqayya held the reins of Zuljanah in her tiny hands, and Imam held her little hands in his own bigger ones. Together, they went to take a round of the camp. She called out to everyone as she passed by their tents.
Salam, Auntie Zainab. Salam, Mama. Salam, Uncle Abbas.
She waved at her older brothers Hazrat Ali Akbar and Imam Sajjad excitedly.
I'm riding a horse, just like you two.
They nodded and waved back heartily. Slowly it began to get dark. The sound of loud drums came from the enemy's side. They were tired of waiting and wanted to start a fight. Imam Husayn called his beloved brother.
My dear Abbas, go and tell them to give us one more night. You know how much I love to pray and recite the Qur'an. We want one more night of worship.
Hazrat Abbas got on his horse and went to give the enemy Imam's message. He was so tall and so strong that the enemies shivered when they saw him. They couldn't dare refuse. They hurriedly agreed and turned back. That night, the stars in the dark sky twinkled and sparkled like gems in a dark cave. It was a beautiful night, but the little caravan of Imam Husayn shone brighter than the stars. There was a peaceful humming sound in the breeze around the camp of Imam Husayn. Everyone was busy in the worship of Allah. Some people were praying Salah.
Allahu Akbar. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdih.
Whilst others were reciting the Qur'an.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Others were busy reciting dua and dhikr.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
The remembrance of Allah spread through the camp of Imam Husayn like a sweet fragrance. Their journey had been hard and was going to get harder, but they knew that Allah was with them all the way. That is why they all decided firmly that no matter what happened the next day, they would stand by Imam Husayn and protect him. The pigeon flew quietly between the tents, listening and watching everything carefully. He had heard Imam Husayn telling his friends,
You are the best of friends. Nobody else has ever had such loyal friends.
And then he showed each one of them their garden in Jannah. It was so beautiful. Wow, how amazing these people were. The pigeon settled down on Bibi Zainab's prayer mat and joined her to pray. He prayed for his beloved Imam. He prayed for his little friend Ruqayya. What would you have prayed for, children? How would you have helped Imam Husayn if you were in Karbala? Don't you wish you were there to see the peaceful scene that night? I wish I was. I wish we were all there next to Imam Husayn and his amazing friends. Well, dear children, that's all for today. But if you want to hear what happened to the caravan of Imam Husayn the next day, then stay tuned and inshallah I will be back with another story.
On my lips will say, in my heart will say.
that